What's up, everybody? gabeinfinitywatch here with a special unboxing episode. Look at the size of this crazy box. Alright, this is a the classic spinner rack. I ordered this off of the Kickstarter campaign for this company months and months and months ago. I just never got around to opening this. Spinner racks have always been an iconic image and item when it comes down to the world of comics and comic book collecting. A lot of people like myself used to buy comic books off spinner racks that were at comic book stores, conventions, drugstores. They used to be everywhere. Nowadays, you can't find them anymore. They are a lost item. They're like a historical artifact when it comes down to comic books and the comic book collecting community. So I was finally able to get myself one, and I'm extremely happy and excited. So I wanted to showcase all of this with a video for you guys to see me unbox this bad boy. So let's get started. Alright, so this thing is completely boxed. I have it on the table. It's not as tall as I am. It's a little bit shorter. I just have it on the table so that you guys get a good idea of what it looks like and see me unboxing the entire thing. I don't even know how well this is going to work. This might end up being a disaster, but there's only one way to find out, right? Alright, so like I was saying, spinner racks, completely an iconic item when it comes down to comics. It brings back a lot of nostalgia and flashbacks for people, definitely for myself. Let's see if I can get this thing out of here without killing myself or hurting myself or anything like that. This wasn't exactly as planned, but that's the fun with unboxing videos. So for the spinner rack campaign, there's two options, a white one and a black one. I had to go with the black one, of course. I think black just doesn't show dirt. I think it's kind of matches the decor of my comic book room. Oh, that was a little bit of a struggle. Whatever. So it sits on a spindle reel. It spins. Not so good right now. I think I gotta put it together a little bit more. Some assembly required, it looks like. And what's also cool, this is a nice thank you and instructions. Instructions, I'm a man. But one of the coolest things about this that you don't really see anymore, because you can get a comic book spinner rack through Diamond. Comic book stores can get them. But they don't have these. The best in comics, these nice little signs. Here's something, here you go. Hey kids, comics. That's definitely classic. Comics for all ages. These little title cards or these little signs are excellent. They're well done. I don't know what kind of, like PVC or whatever that's on. They look great. Wholesome comics, entertaining. Entertaining. That just sounded weird. But I'm definitely going to put up, hey kids, comics. So these, like I said, there's some assembly required. I might need to do another part of this video after I kind of put it together and put some comics in here. This looks great. Wow, they did a fantastic job here with this spinner rack. I still got to take the cardboard off the bottom base here. But no worries, these are the sign holders I gotta place up a little bit. there's some assembly here. I might need those instructions. I might have to swallow my manhood and read some instructions. I'm gonna come back after I get this assembled a little bit more, after I turn in my man card and read the instructions. But let's take a look at this when it's fully assembled. All right, everybody, check it out. I finally got this thing put together and added some books to the rack. So let's take a look at the spinner rack, what I have on it, and all that kind of cool, fun stuff. So at the top, like I was saying, there's these really neat signs that came with it, like Hey Kids Comics, comics for all ages, the best in comics, and wholesome comics entertaining, which still sounds weird when you say it. So here under Hey Kids Comics, got a bunch of books here. The spinner rack has 4 rows. Each row has 10 pockets, so it's 40 pockets all together. They fit almost everything you could think of. They fit regular size comics. They fit comics in top loaders. I got a bunch of them in top loaders here. They fit Silver Age, Bronze Age, Modern. They fit magazines. They fit oversized hardcovers and epic collections as well. So let's take a look at what we got here. So let's start out with just cool covers I have on this row and some books that have a little bit of sentimental value as well to me. So Ghost Rider here is the glow-in-the-dark cover, which is really pretty sick. That's still a cool comic today. Death of Superman in the black bag. You can never go wrong with something like that. That just looks cool on the rack. Jim Lee's Batman Hush. The first issue of that. And then issue 612, The Sketch. Spawn. Can never go wrong with Spawn. Thunderbolts #1, which is a great single issue. It's a great comic series in general, and one of my favorites for sure. Got a couple copies on the rack here. This was a great read with a really crazy twist ending that happened before the age of the internet, where you're still able to read it and not have comic book news websites spoil that ending for you like Tuesday night, Wednesday morning before you pick up your books and get a chance to read it. Powers is just a great book by Brian Michael Bendis. This Boys #2 here, it's signed by Derek Robertson and Garth Ennis. That's cool in itself, but what really makes this cool is this was given to me by Jimmy, a listener. He wrote this nice letter to me just thanking me for doing these videos. So that earns a permanent spot on this rack for sentimental reasons. Got a first appearance of Carnage here. Most of these comics on this rack I've had in my collection for years. I know I sold my collection a few years ago. These are just some of the ones that I kept, like the first Hellboy. Shout out to Comics 101 to my boy Luis there. He's a huge Hellboy fan. So these are some of the books I just kind of kept part of my collection. I got a lot more, so I'll be able to update this rack on a fairly regular basis. Maybe do some themes, character themes, creator themes, stuff like that. So here I have a full run of Watchmen I threw up here. That's just one of the greatest comics ever created. I just wanted to, always have that within a arm's reach of me. Same idea with Transmetropolitan. This is my all-time favorite book. I have the #1. I got the #2 and the #3 just because I really love these Jeff Darrow covers. Obviously, I can't fit, the entire 60-issue run. I mean, I could if I filled up the entire row. That's a good idea. I might do that one day. All right, so tune in later one day. We're all having an entire column here of just Transmetropolitan issues. But, you know, this is just one of my favorite books, and it needs to be displayed. Same with Prophet. This is issue number 4 of Prophet by Stephen Platt. This is all the Stephen Platt run that I have here. This number 4 is one of my favorite books of all time. I love this cover. This is the variant cover. I have multiple copies of this. I buy it whenever I see it. There's also some great other covers in here too. It's really kind of this cool Vietnam cover. Stephen Platt was just killing it these days in that extreme era. God, that's some cool stuff here. Prophet Cable. I think there's even a Cable X-Men. Or Prophet Cable. Oh, that's a 2-part Prophet Cable. That's right. Continuing with some more Stephen Platt love is Moon Knight, which is one of the greatest covers of all time. Beautiful, crazy, out of control art in that series as well. And I got kind of a Stephen Platt shrine here, because then I also have his Soul Saga run as well, which has beautiful artwork too. Everything Stephen Platt touched in this time frame was just untouchable. X-Men 25. In case you don't know, this is where Wolverine gets the adamantium pulled out of him. Got multiple copies of that on here as well. It's another book that I buy multiple copies of all the time. Even has that cool Gambit hologram. Look at that. It's badass. Jim Lee's Wildcats. Another just great, just nostalgia. One of my favorite just times in comics, with some great covers as well. Even shiny hollow foil covers. This number 4 is cool because it reminds me exactly of that X-Men number 4 with that Omega Red first appearance cover. Batman, this is the Death in the Family storyline. The Jason Todd gets all beat up and then blown up. This is just a really excellent Amazing Spider-Man 430, Carnage, and Silver Surfer. And can't go wrong with the Killing Joke. Like I was saying before, this holds a lot of great size comics. Pretty much almost every size of comic fits in here. It doesn't fit CGCs or omnibuses, of course. It'd be great if this did fit CGCs. I'd fill it up with a couple of my CGCs. But it does hold Epic collections. So I just got my FF Epic collections here. Silver Surfer, Hulk. Down here is X-Men. And I love this Wolverine Epic collection. And it's a storyline where he was trying to get the adamantium back in him. Wizard magazines on this side. If this is your first time in the channel, you should know I love Wizard magazines. This is the first issue of Wizard. I just threw a bunch of random ones up here. Really no rhyme or reason. Just, I love having Wizards around. I've got a huge collection of Wizard magazines. I said it before in another video. I'll probably end up doing like Wizard spotlights, where I'll go through Wizard magazines and talk about the articles and, you know, kind of flip through the books with you guys. Always cool stuff. Wizard was a huge, important part of comics in the 90s. I think it really just helped introduce comics to a lot of people, because this is like the only trade magazine for comics that was really out there. There's others. There's, you know, Hero and a couple other ones like that. But this one I was always able to find in grocery stores when I was a kid, and just picked up every copy of this book I could growing up. Yeah, look, Stephen Platt art again. Some Joe Mad X-Men on this cover. Heroes Reborn issue with Rob Liefeld and Jim Lee art. This is going to be a Maggot cover by Joe Mad again. That's a shout out to Near Mint Condition, my co-host Omar, who hates Maggot, but I think Maggot is one of the best X-Men. Cool Catwoman cover there. Women of the X-Men articles and stuff was in this one. And here we had Fantastic Four. Oh, this is cool. Let me put this down real quick. That's not the one I wanted to show you. It's a old school Francis Lionel U Wolverine versus Hulk cover. That's great. And that's what I have on my comics rack. I'll put a link to the website if you guys are interested in buying a rack of yourself. I believe these are about $250, give or take. So I'll put the link to the website in the description down below. Also, hit me up on OmniBros Live. Throw a thumbs up on this video. If this is your first time around, thanks for watching. If you're a long time watcher, also thank you for watching and for all your love and support. Hit that subscribe button, share this video, and I'll be back soon